Mm-hmm. And also, the fact that Pandora is a bit delayed in his itemization is huge.
Yes.
That Tiamat would have been so useful in dueling that Rumble. But the fact that the Tiamat was not built, that he would have procced so much damage by that.
Hexdrinker didn't even do anything anymore.
Yeah. He was better off finishing up that Maw or getting, let's say, Spirit Visage. More health and more magic resistance and more regeneration from your sustain.
Seems like that was not the case. We're just only now building the Tiamat.
Oh.
But at this point, because
the fact that he sold one of his items already finished and selling that and changing to a Tiamat, that is inefficiency.
Inefficiency indeed. So we can reduce that from his gold count.
Yeah.
Around 25% of the item cost is definitely not efficient. We can probably put
very
his
delayed
real CS right now, because he sold that items probably around 175, which is actually huge when you compare to Whistle CS right now, which is at 242.
And he's 3-2-2 with a Leander's Torment and a Zonia's, a complete counter to Pandar's.
Definitely. Pandars will be having a very difficult time. As for the other laners and the junglers, seems like Spear definitely pulling through. More pressure. Of course, XDXP really held the line there, burning a lot of flashes early game. But he was not able to really transition it into something big. While Spear, with a Void Rush, once he reached level 6, with a Void Rush, being able to just constantly execute members of Infuse is actually big for his team.
Oh.
And Envy, ooh,
Look at this beautiful lockdown from JSK. 4 traps in, control wards place, denying vision. That is how you secure a
I love this growth from JSK. And coming in this actually, their mid laners survive through. Fade, even if he hasn't had the best time in the mid lane in this game, he was able to survive through it. Envy, even with his constant pressure onto other lanes, onto the top lane, it's not enough. Pandar's is still 1, 3, and 4. Look at that. Quit Baron.
This,
Infuse is none the wiser. XP isn't gonna try.
Oh wow, that's a very easy Baron for JSK.
Yeah, definitely.
That was no effort for JSK at all. They had complete control of the Baron pit. And this is bad news for Infuse. They had a good start. They burned resources from the top to the mid, but it was the laners that could not perform what XP was trying to do. Especially Pandar's. Inefficient itemization is bad.
Look at this. Whistle might be in
trouble.
trouble.
Equalizer. He does have the Zonias, but will he proc it? He knows better. Save that Zonias.
What is a trade-off for JSK? That might be a mistake coming from Whistle. If they don't get anything out of this, might be the turret, but there's people to defend it. JSK will have to regroup and get their items out. XP.
Oh, he better go away. Here comes XP. Slingshot will not connect. A-Style is very low. He gets the wild growth, trying to get away. He does flash out of it, but it would be Envy intercepting him, getting the kill.
A little bit too overconfident from JSK there.
Oh, Fade
But
though,
here comes
going
Fade.
ham, going to dive that turret, but gets the shot down instead. XP still doing his work, providing CC for his team, and that is recklessness coming from Fade.
Yeah, that was recklessness from actually all of those members. What happened there? They wasted 3 Barons. Now they only have Barons on 2. And the fact that their Baron got taken away from their top laner means that their split push will be super weak.
Very weak. They had the Baron. Why?
They should have just recalled, regrouped, bought their items, and then like converge around the lane.
Yeah,
because Whistle has teleport.
I don't know what they were thinking there.
That's a huge waste. Of course, they still have the lead. 4,000, 2 Infernals, and 1 Ocean Drake means that when a team fight happens, it's going to be Infused in the lead, but they cannot put themselves at risk like that anymore.
Yeah, they have a lead, but when they did something that reckless, I think that's going to really put JSK at a setback and giving Infuse a better start.
Ooh,
this is something they have to stop doing. They have the Baron buff right now. So what should they do is just let the minions do the work.
Yeah,
push,
they can just split
pressure.
push.
There is Whistle in the bot lane.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Baron buff anymore. Imagine if Whistle had the Baron buff at this point, that minion wave in the bot lane would have already been at the tower like 20 seconds ago. And that would actually be huge while A-Style is pressuring this mid lane. Of course, they are still ahead. They are using this Baron buff now correctly, but losing that opportunity earlier is big. Look at that. 2 members here for the bot lane means that JSK can push freely in the mid lane.
JSK will try to stall the members of Infuse. There's the last bounce. Whistle still trying to deal damage to Pandars.
Wow,
It'll be
they're winning.
Spear executing that annoying Envy, that Talia. But it'll be Pandars getting a revenge. Running away, but Spear is not giving up the chase. He has the Deadman's Blade.
Look at mid lane.
Oh.
That was a 2v3, and Infused lost that 2 for 2, and rather 2 for 1 in a 2v3.
Inhibitor.
That's big for JSK. They got the inhibitor as well with a pressure that Whistle and Spear put in a bot lane. That's big, and I love how they play that. Infused, they tunnel vision too much on taking the 2v3 that they ignored their mid lane. Now they lose an inhibitor, they lose so much pressure in the mid lane, and look at JSK.
And they still have that Baron.
Yeah, they do. And they're still pushing this in because Envy is out of the picture. Pandars is actually also dead. So this is just another free turret. XDXP might go for more.
Gets stunned, A-Styles locked down, gets stunned by XDXP. Will give Liar the kill. Blaze is very low though.
Never mind.
JSK might go for a chase.
Why? Why did they do that? Of course, it was right for them to go for the push, but the position of A-Style there was questionable. Because you saw that he has Caitlyn's range. But he was going melee form on that turret. Weird.
Sneaky. If he gets slowed, that'll be a signal off. Envy wastes that Weaver's wall. This is the third Infernal Drake of the game.
This is going to be huge if JSK gets it.
Oh, especially on the Victor. Let's see.
They have the Equalizer.
Here it comes.
Equalizer is available.
There is available. Spear is deep. He gets ulted by Camille. Sachi will be getting a shot down, denying the last stack towards JSK.
A little too early going in there for Spear.
Might go for a steal.
It was going for a steal. But the Infernal Drake was already, like, not already, it was like dead. Still a little half health. Or
probably dead by then.
So I don't know why Spear went in a little bit too early there.
But it'll be a super minions doing the job.
Look at that. Nexus is already chunked down by quite a lot. And JSK, I'm saying they have a lot of growth, right? That's true. You cannot deny that.
But old habits die hard.
It's definitely hard for them to let go of that habit to just dive in deeply. Even A-Style, who should have been pushing very safely, got knocked in by XDXP, knocked up, gets actually CC locked into Oblivion, and dies. They could have gotten that turret freely if they just play that properly.
And they also had the Baron buff, so this is JSK. They had a second chance with the Baron buff. They redeemed themselves just a bit, but that setback in the bot lane, that would have been an inhibitor down, and that would have given JSK a lot of pressure.
That's true. And that's definitely a huge waste. But of course, Baron will again be up in a minute and a half, and JSK already doing their best to control the vision here. Still very, very important to do. Infused cannot try contesting the vision too much because they are so behind in terms of the stats. In terms of the gold, 5k at 35 minutes, that's a moderate gold lead for JSK. But because they have 3 Drakes up, that means Infused will have a much harder time contesting any of these objectives and putting out their vision. That's still hard.
Vision control, I like how Blaze is playing that vision control.
Definitely. He's been like the unsung hero for this game. He's putting out a lot of this wards, a lot of these warding in. He has really good itemization with the sensor and the redemption. And he's been pulling his weight in these team fights, being able to get the huge heals out, getting a lot of impact with his kit.
Oh, see how Whistle, very patient. He waited for Pandars to get out of the lane. Now he'll get what he wants. That free wave and that glorious push towards the inhibitor turret is something a top laners really, that's something they want.
Definitely being able to get the push down in the bot lane. Plus he has teleport.
Oh, here comes
Look at that trap line still established.
Same scenario. This time, will Infuse contest?
The only one that can actually get through this trap line are Envy, XDXP, and Pandars. But if they leave Liar and Sachi behind, look at that.
Look at the punishment. Sachi just challenged that. And Fade denied the stun because of the spell shield. XDXP goes in. He is going to bring 3 members towards his team. But it will be JSK coming up on top. Look at Whistle pressuring that bot lane. They just baited out Infused and did what they want. And
they still got a lot of resources, and they can still go for the Baron.
They're still going for the Baron while Whistle is pressuring the inhibitor. Let's see how Infused is going to play it out. They're going in for the burst. Here comes XDXP. securing some kills. 2 members down for Jenksky, but at what cost? Whistles in the base. Panthers is teleporting. The Baron will now be in the hands of Infused. Maybe Jenksky might still contest this, but Panthers is there. Panthers is gone. And Baron is
very, very low.
Oh.
Someone needs a tank for him.
Come on,
Oh,
Fade's going in. Oh, but it'll be Infused taking the Baron, but Infinity gets taken down. That'll be a stun on to XDXP. Fade, though, lives with a slither of health, but really toyed with the members of Infused.
But still, Baron going to Jenksky denies it from, rather, Infused denies it from Jenksky and gives him a lot more control of the game. The fact is, because they should have been satisfied with pushing them off of the Baron and then getting bot lane inhibitor. But they got too greedy and went for the Baron. While XDXP was around the area, could still contest that by rotating around the parts that do not have trap lines, and he was able to lock down with his flash, able to get the crucial let's bounce. Actually hit someone key like Ace style.
So I don't think Whistle will be playing the same game he did this time. That Baron is in the hands of Infused. So when it comes to split pushing, he will have a harder time because of the Baron buff.
The magic resist on those Baron empowered minions will definitely be too much for the Flame Spitter.
Yeah, and also he has the Rabadon's Death Cap plus 2 Infernal Blade. That's huge burst, but the Baron buff just negates that.
Yeah, it's the AoE resistance and the magic resistance on those empowered minions that will make it very difficult for Whistle to play the same game. So now they have to do this a little bit more by the book without the Baron buff. And because Infuse has the Baron buff of their own, they have more power to actually push out. But look at Jenksky, because they have 2 super minion waves. Oh my god.
It's party time for Infuse. He goes in. There's the lockdown onto A-Style. He is getting chugged. Gets bursted by Envy. There's the zone just from Whistle. It's not going to work out this time. XDXP going for a re-engage. Aims for Blaze. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Cuts off Blaze. I think he's a dead man.
Wow. In the end, still Infused pulling through, closing the gold gap very, very quickly. Now it's only 3k. They still have the Baron buff. Eldridrick will be up very, very soon.
Jenksky is getting impatient. I can see it in their movement.
They got too impatient there, and Infuse is starting to scale up very, very well.
Especially that Camille. Look at that. Maw, Titanic Hydra, a BF Sword will be definitely a Garden's Angel.
And that's because Jenksky is a little bit too antsy to get the kills, can close out the game.
Very edgy.
That is like the 3rd or 4th fight. No, the 3rd fight where Ace-Style positioned himself in a way that's incredibly dumb.
No. I think Jenksky is on their puberty. They're a bit angsty teens. They do not know restraint.
I don't know why Ace-Style positioned himself like that.
Elder Drake.
This won't be too big compared to if Jenksky gets it, but it's still the burn from that. It's gonna be huge. And I think, look at the gold. Now equalized.
That's just painful.
Jenksky.
All the efforts of Jenksky just goes down the drain from one. Oh wait, make that 3 mistakes. Now the Elder Drake is in the hands of Infused.
That's gonna be huge. That means they can 5v5 now.
Yeah, that would have been huge on Jenksky. They have 2 Infernal Drakes.
But now it's all Infused, so their chance, another big epic monster taken away from Jenksky. And I think this is the 3rd time Ace-Style has put his entire team in jeopardy. If you look at the VOD later, if the upload on the Garena YouTube channel, the Ace-Style's positioning is incredibly bad. There's no sugarcoating it. That positioning in these team fights, in these pushes, is unforgivable, and that's why Jenksky is losing right now. I think it's not his sole fault, but that's so huge.
That is just a mistake you won't expect. He played his game so well. He knows where to put the traps. But when it comes to team fights, he's at loss because there is that Zac, Talia, and Camille for that lockdown. He can't move away from the Hextech Ultimatum. Right now, Banners is level 18. That lockdown is longer.
Yeah, so that means Ace-Style needs to be even more careful with his positioning. Because look at his items. Mercurius, Scimitar, IE, all of these are damage.
6-pack, locked in.
Locked in already. Most of these are damage items. If you die, that is 50% of your team's damage taken away. Like 33, 45% of your damage taken away.
You can't single out Whistles though. He does have defensive and offensive.
Yeah, but the thing is, the consistent damage that comes from an 80 carry this late in the game is too important. Liar is playing this a little bit better. No, definitely a lot better. With his kiting, with the fact with his itemization as well. He only has 5 huge big items locked in, not 6 item build yet. But he's been playing this so well that he only has 2 deaths and a lot of assists still. But the engage coming from the enchanted crystal arrow, being able to constantly pull out damage, he's doing a lot more. He has a lot more value for his team right now compared to A-Style, because Liar survives through the fights, so he can pull
And he
out.
has that karma.
Yeah, and he has a lot of utility on his side. So it's definitely interesting to see how Infuse is getting back in this with their patience. And because Jenski is getting so antsy, trying to finish out the game, it actually blows up in their face.
They better not do the same mistake they did over and over. This is their 4th. They might not have another chance if they do not step up.
Because their margin of error is much smaller now. Earlier, it was still pretty big. They had 3 Drakes. They had a 5k gold lead, 6k gold lead. But now that the gold is equalized,
Doesn't matter anymore.
yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore. And because Infuse got 1 stack of the Infernal Drake, that actually lets them catch up a little bit in terms of the bonus stats that Jenski has. So it's very scary for Jenski. They've been playing it so well until the late game comes. And it's actually one of the issues that many of these teams face. They get a really good early game, but they can't close it out because they get impatient.
And I think A-Star, I think you've been a bit too much on the A-Star. I mean, look at the composition of Fused. 3 lockdown champions. A-Star can't catch a break. The only time he can ever free hit safely is he's at the other side of the map.
Yeah, the thing is though,
there will be that second Camille, so how can he, a Caitlyn with not much mobility, get away from the Hex Tip ultimatum?
the thing is though, the way he positioned in those fights, even if you say there's 3 lockdown champions, he has to put himself in the safest part of the danger zone. He's always in the danger zone, but you have to put yourself, because in the fight there in the bot lane, he was like 200 units away from the turret. But he's a Caitlyn. And then the fight there in the top lane that they lost heavily, he was in front of his team. That's definitely something very questionable. And I think that's definitely huge and why Infuse is able to take advantage. Because since he died instantly, Infuse can just clean up the entire fight.
Ooh, what a long fight this is. Infuse.
Baron will be their chance at redemption though.
Infuse is already putting up some control.
But they don't have a trap line that they had earlier.
Oh, this is going to be a setback for Jenski. Will
Infuse
they have the
has the
same
initiative.
control they did?
They have to clear these waves, and the fact is, the inhibitors are now live for Infuse, meaning that...
A-Style.
Oh,
Oh no.
yes, be careful.
This is his last breath, maybe. That's
Okay,
going
doesn't
to
go
be...
for the
okay, that's more of
space
a
check.
mini heart attack for Jenski.
Gar's Envy still being very patient. Jenski
smelling out now.
Okay, they're not actually going for the Baron buff anymore.
playing
They're just
mind
dancing,
games right
just dancing around. Are they going for the second tier turret? Are they going for the Baron buff? But Infuse is actually taking away resources from them right now for free.
Oh
They're
boy.
starting the Baron, but
Jenski.
XDXP, they don't have vision on XDXP.
Going for a very dangerous Baron.
They might be baiting out XDXP to get there.
The ball lane though, whistle.
Look at the crits.
This is going to be Pandar's revenge for all the bullying you did. And now the Baron Pit is going to happen. XDXP goes in for that. There is the last bounce. Delivers plays to Infuse, and Envy gladly accepts that gift.
Seems like Pandars was able to catch up to Whistle in terms of damage. Just completely
man.
overpowers him. Putting Jenski in a lot of risk here. Actually puts Infused ahead with control of the Baron as well. Their A-style positioned himself a lot better. But because it was a 4v5 in the end, or rather 4v4, with no chance of Whistle helping them out, that was the signal for XDXP to just go in and get this Baron. Spear might go for something.
Yeah.
Envy doing a lot.
Oh, Spear.
Why did he jump over?
Might go for a steal. He does flash back away, so that's a flash burn. He's still going for the Baron, but it would be Sachi warding him off, but Fade gets the last tick onto him. Spear gets slowed by the shot, will join in Fade, but he has the spell shield that denies it.
Still a lot of push going on to Infused with Pandars getting that bot lane turret. Puts them in the lead in gold, 4,000. At this point, it's actually not very impactful because now they're starting to lock in these items, but Infused just starting to get to their 6th item while Jenski, their 80 carries already locked in as well. So definitely the itemization lead still on Jenski a little bit, but Infused still needs to play this a lot better.
The true damage coming from Pandar's delayed strike is just huge. Whistle cannot even catch a break. A-Style gets tempted for a kill. He cleanses out, but very low. Pandars will be going in for the lockdown, getting very low. That would be A-Style still taking down, proccing the Guardian Angel of Pandars. Pandars gets shut down by Jenski.
Position himself very, very
That's
safely.
very good. A-Style really sustained himself pretty well.
That is much better positioning from A-Style than before. He's no longer being a frontline for his team. Now he's hanging back and free hitting now. Even with XP around, he has enough support system to actually try and survive.
This is make or break for both teams. Jenski goes in for a clash. A-Style is free to hit, but so is Envy and Liar. That would be Whistle popping his Sonya's spear gets put in position. Liar gets the kill. Whistle's very low. That would be A-Style. Very danger close to Liar, giving him a double kill. Now this is just going to be pure cleanup for Infuse, giving that sweet, glorious triple to Liar, and Whistle is trying to get away from Envy.
Yes, the junk shield.
Oh, that's a bit close, but there's XP.
Threaded volley just gets too short. I think Whistle will be able to get away, but look at the pressure that Infuse will have. They have Baron. They have 4 members alive. Pandars will be alive very, very soon, meaning they have a lot more pressure for this mid lane. And if you look at the fight earlier, it seems like there was disjunct in the shot calling there.
Yeah.
Everyone else was retreating, but A-Style was still trying to hit them. That might have been a communication mistake for the for the entire team.
This might cost them the game.
This that could actually really cost them the game.
Wow, the turret's being taken out pretty quickly. Whistle's trying his best, but instantly gets bursted out. That would be an ace.
Game 1 to Infuse.
Wow, Infused, really. The endurance they showed in the first game came to fruition. That would be a victory for them. The endurance, they were patient enough and really putting Jenski on edge under angsty teen years.
Because Jenski really put themselves in a good position up to the mid game. But a few crucial mistakes with objectives, especially with the positioning as well, it definitely set them back and allowed Infuse to get back really, really hard.
If the mistakes weren't made by Jenski, I think they would have just always had the lead.
Yeah.
And because of this game infused that space to improve, and that's how they were able to secure the first game.
Yeah, Envy, like it's very weird that how this entire thing played out, because the power spike for Infuse seemed to be just going up. Like at this time, it's like that, but come late game, when Jenksi started making crucial mistakes, they just skyrocketed. Because it counters snowballs for Jenksi. Like, they were snowballing early, but now they lose momentum, right? So the snowball is so heavy that they get pushed downwards. And that's what happened.
And I think it's all Jenksi's own lead that sent them back. That confidence they had.
They were so confident going in that they didn't mind that they could lose. And they actually did. 4 huge mistakes. 2 from, I think those were 2 from the positioning of A-Style. Actually, that's not the sole reason, of course. There's like a huge, a lot of factors that played into that. But the most noticeable one was A-Style positioning himself in front of everyone.
Yeah, that happened like 5 times.
But also their late game shot calling as well. A few mistakes here and there. Are we going for the turret? Are we going for the dive? They still need to iron this out, but early game, mid game, they really pulled through. I really like this growth from Jenski. But of course, still congratulations for Infuse getting 1 win.
1 win of the 2-game series. That was the first game between Infuse against Jenski. It was Infuse securing a victory from their patience and counterplay. And guys, there you have it. We'll be back for game 2 between Jenski and Infuse after a short break. We have been your Shoutcasters. I am Vulcan, and joining with me was my co-caster, Atlas. See you after the break. Would be still Jenski taking away the Elgin Drake. But now, in the fight goes on, Envy takes down Spear, leads to the side. However, Whistle is just burning the members of Infuse. That's going to be a very certainly trade off for Jenski. Envy very low, might get a swoop off and a double to fade. Liar flashes out, but Whistle will just whack through her.
And that was
the lane here comes the XP slingshot once again. A-Style is very low, he gets the wild Jones, trying to get away, he does flash out of it, but it would be Envy intercepting him, getting the kill.
A little bit too overconfident from Jenski there.
Fatal going half, going to dive that turret, but gets the shot down instead. XP still doing his work, providing CC for his team. And that is recognition coming from FaZe.
That was reckless.
Who's the fade out? They're going in for the purge. Here comes XDXD, securing some kills. 2 members down for Jenski, but at what cost? Whistles in the base. Palace is teleporting the barrier. Will now into your hands. At least maybe Jenski might still contest this. Palace is there. Palace is gone.
XXP is very, very low.
Oh.
Someone needs a tank for him.
Come on,
No,
Fade's going in. Oh, but it'll be infused, taking the Baron. But Infinity gets taken down. That'll be a stun on to XDXD. Fade though, live. Part for infuse, it goes in. There's a lockdown onto A-Star. He is getting chucked. Gets bursted by Envy. There's the zonies from Whistle. It's not gonna work out this time. XDXD goes for a lead game. For Blade, here comes the Weaver's fall. Cuts off Blade. I think he's a dead man.
Wow. Yeah, so he's pulling through, closing the gold gap.
Going to happen. XDXD goes in for that. There is the last sound. Delivers Blaze to infuse and Envy gladly accepts that kill. Tempted for a kill. Edie fences out, but very low. Pandars will be going in for the lockdown. Getting very low. That would be A-Style. Still sticking down. Clocking the Guardian Angel. Pandars. Pandars gets shut down by Jenski.
Actually, Ryan survived.
This is make or break for both teams. Jenski goes in for a clash. A-Style screens a hit, but so is Envy and Liar. That would be Whistle popping with Zonian. Spear gets
Now
put
A-Style's
position. Liar gets the kill. Whistle very low. That would be A-Style. Very danger close to Liar, giving him a double kill. Now this is just going to be pure cleanup for Infuse, giving that sweet, glorious triple to Liar and Whistle. Is trying to get away from Whistle's trying his best, but instantly it's bursting out. That would be amazing.
Game 1. Infused.
Wow, Infuse, really, the endurance they